to Napoli. My name's Rich and the channel is To Go Continental, and I've got my travel host Susie alongside, and today we're off to Pompeii. So we'll now show you what Naples and the rest of the city has to offer. Enjoy the journey. So right now we're at the underground part of the main central station, Napoli Piazza Garibaldi, and we're going down. Susie's giving some instructions. 1 second. Susie's just trying to point out that although we're sitting in the middle of platform 2 and 3, we must be at platform 3, but we're facing platform 2.
And the train's on platform 3.
So platform 3 is behind us. We've got that one cleared up. So anyway,
I don't want to get on the wrong train.
As I said, we're on our way to Pompeii today. We're catching the Campania Express, and you basically, to go into the railway station, if you're looking at all the main arrivals and departure boards, just behind you there's some escalators going down. So go down the escalators and turn immediately left and just keep going. And when you come to the very end, you'll think, I've gone wrong. There's some steps out the station. Just on the left hand side is the Campania Express. So there you are. You need to catch the train to Sorrento and you will get off at Pompeii, which is the first station in Pompeii you'll come to. And that's that one. Travel tips? Well, basically, we went and bought the Campania Articard. Because we're here for 4 nights, you can buy a 3-day pass. Really, really good. Good value if you're going to see a lot. As I said, it gives you 3 days, and you have 2 attractions are free. So pick the most expensive attractions. Today we're picking Pompeii and the National Archaeological Museum. We'll get those 2 free. Any other attraction site in Napoli and the surrounds of Napoli, you get up to 50% discount. You just have to show your card, QR code, and they'll give you a discount. It also skips the line. So so you don't have to stand in the queues with everybody else. You actually can just go straight into a separate line, so that's another bonus. The last bonus is you get all public transport free. So we're on the Campania Express, don't have to pay, we just have to show the app, show the QR code. We didn't even have to scan it, the lady just let us straight through. And there we are. So quick travel, and it looks like maybe our train's coming in. Oh no, it's the 8:59 to somewhere else. But we'll sit here patiently, we'll wait for the train and Torre Lonti. Okay, interesting. So there you are. We'll see you in Pompeii. Okay guys, well that's us now arrived in Pompeii, and yes, I think maybe Susie's right, we'll get some water. Hang on a second. Okay, so that's our water got. Travel tip number whatever. Get it in Napoli before you get on the train. €1.50 for a bottle of water here. I think they're about 60-70 cents back in Napoli. But anyway, we did the train journey. That was an endurance, a bit like an underground train for 30 minutes, packed. And here we are at Pompeii. You must get off at the Pompeii Scavi stop. Come out of the railway station, turn right. And another travel tip: bring plenty of euros with you, because believe me guys, you'll need it for the toilets. Here we are, Porta Marina Ingresso entrance. So we're just going to now see if our cards work and we get skip the line tickets. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Oh well, this is turning out to be an interesting journey.
People aren't very helpful.
No, they're not very helpful at all, Susie. We've just gone to the first entrance after the train station and showed them our Campania Arte card, which gives us access, and skipped the line. And the security guard and the girl, no, you have to go in the queue. But I wasn't convinced, so I went onto Google, and there is another entrance. So we've just got to go down here, walk through a little bit of the town, and then we come to a dedicated entrance where we can just go in. And yeah, so if you've got a card like this, a skip the line card, skip the queue card, Campania Arte card, when you come out the station, turn right and keep going past the first entrance. Just keep going in a straight line. Hopefully that will help you guys. So we'll find out when we get to the next entrance gate.
It's a nice
Swiss. Oh, it's lovely down here, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit more of a relaxed entrance area. It looks like a lovely bar, restaurante there as well. I bet the prices are good though, but never mind, it looks nice. Yeah, very nice. Walking into Pompeii feels less like a museum and more like a ghost town, just waiting for the residents to come home. It's massive. You just realise quickly that you aren't just looking at ruins, you're looking at a functioning city that was frozen in mid-breath in 79 AD. truly understand Pompeii, you have to leave the ruins behind and head back into the heart of Napoli. While the city of Pompeii gives us the bones of Roman life, the National Archaeological Museum holds the soul. Hi, welcome back again, guys. We're now got a little bit further during our day. We've obviously finished at Pompeii. We had a little snack, Parma ham, and mozzarella cheese toasty, and now we got on the train back to Napoli Garibaldi, where we caught the metro to the National Archaeological Museum. Now for the metro you need line 1. Very well posted. Again, if you've got your Campania Carta card, travel card, you just have to scan it. It's free, all public transport is free. And here we are now at the Archaeological Museum. So we're just about going there. I don't know if we could take video in or not, so we'll soon find out. But if I could take this opportunity just to say to guys, if you like the video, please click on the like and subscribe, follow the channel and follow our journey, especially here in Italy. We've got 13 more days to go. This is day 1 and we're in for some exciting travels, so click on the like and subscribe and follow to see where we're going to go next, tomorrow, next week. It's an incredible journey. It's important to realise that almost every significant artefact that we see, or we didn't manage to see, at the archaeological site is actually housed right here. When the site was rediscovered in the 18th century, the Bourbon kings began moving the most delicate and valuable finds here to protect them from the elements and the looters. This isn't just a collection of art, it's a massive time capsule. From the intricate mosaics that once paved the floors of the grand villas to the everyday household items, everything here was recovered from the deep layers of ash in Pompeii, Herculaneum and Spaccanapoli. Seeing these pieces in such a grand palatial setting changes your perspective, really. It takes the dusty grey ruins of the morning and paints them back into a world of vibrant colour, immense wealth and incredible artistic sophistication. You realise that the people who lived under the shadow of Vesuvius weren't just surviving, they were thriving in a world of luxury that in many ways actually rivals our own. You think you know Naples? Think again. We're heading straight into the grit, the chaos and the raw reality of Spaccanapoli. You just won't believe what we find. So let's get into it. Please don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons, and we would welcome any comments. We'd love to hear from you, and we just hope that you enjoy following our adventures as much as we do going on them all. We're starting our journey in the beating heart of the city. It's around Piazza Garibaldi. It's chaotic, it's loud, and it's quintessentially Naples. As we leave the transit hub behind, the grit of the modern city begins to give way to layers of history. We're going to be heading towards the Duomo, navigating the transition from the wide open square into the narrowing veins of the old city. As we walk towards the Duomo, we're actually tracing the path, would you believe, of the ancient city's growth. We're leaving the new Naples behind and entering the Greco-Roman heart. If you can, you might see down the side streets, you'll see the city's famous Bazzi. They're one-room apartments that open directly onto the street where life has been lived in public for centuries. You might see these a little bit further along while we're going around the area, so keep a watch out for them. We saw down one of these side streets they started to do a market, an ad hoc market by the looks of it, but I don't think there was one guy very enamoured with me filming, as you can very briefly see right in the centre of the screen now. Go away! So we did. We thought it might be better, so yep, let's just continue our journey. We've arrived at the Cathedral di San Gennaro, the Duomo. Construction here began in 1272 under the Anjou dynasty. It took about 41 years to complete, finally opening in 1313. However, because Naples sits on a volcanic fault line, earthquakes have battered this site for centuries. The neo-Gothic facade that you see today was actually finished in 1906 after the original collapsed. Dark secret here actually lies in the Chapel of the Treasure. It's one of the wealthiest shrines in the world, holding jewels donated by the kings and the popes that supposedly outvalue the British crown jewels, would you believe? But the locals don't care about the gold, they only care about the 2 vials of blood. Why? Because the Naples Cathedral isn't just a building, it's actually a laboratory of faith. Inside they keep 2 vials of the dried blood of San Gennaro, the city's protector. 3 times a year the city holds its breath for the liquefaction miracle. If the blood turns to liquid, Naples is safe. If it stays solid, history says disaster follows, like the 1980 earthquake, the outbreak of cholera. Now we enter Spaccanapoli. This isn't just a street, it's a geographical scar that has existed since the Greeks founded Neapolis over 2,500 years ago. I tried saying Neapolis a couple of times, but I kept getting befuddled, as some people say. Anyway, the real darkness actually lies 40 meters beneath our feet. While we walk along the streets that pass the pastry shops and the artisans, restaurants, etc., we're hovering over a grim, dark secret. Walking Spaccanapoli is like walking on the roof of a second hidden city. The dark secret here is Napoli Sotterranea. Wow, that was a mouthful. A subterranean city. Deep below these shops there is a labyrinth of 450 kilometers of tunnels. During the plague of 1656, these depths were used to stack the bodies of the dead, where nearly half of the city's population perished. Even creepier is the cult of the anime pezzentale, I think I've said that right, of the lost souls. For centuries, Neapolitans would go into the caves under Spaccanapoli to adopt unclaimed skulls, cleaning them and praying for them in exchange for luck or protection. Even today, some believe the spirits of these lost, nameless souls roam the foundations of the buildings above us. So, you're not just walking a street, you're walking on the roof of a giant, ancient tomb. We've reached San Domenico Maggiore, a site that defines the intellectual and royal history of Naples. Work on this Gothic powerhouse began in 1283 and was completed in 1324, taking 41 years to finish. This was the intellectual engine of the Renaissance. The philosopher Giordano Bruno studied here before he was eventually burned at the stake by the Inquisition for suggesting the universe was infinite. But the truly macabre sight is in the sacristy. When you look up at the high balcony, there you'll find 45 wooden sarcophagi draped in crumbling golden velvet. These are the mummified remains of the Aragonese kings and their court. In a final act of royal ego, they chose not to be buried in the earth like commoners, to remain suspended in the air watching over the city for eternity. It is one of the few places on earth where you can stand in a room with an entire dynasty of dead monarchs. Great. Our journey ends in the Quartiere Spaccanapoli, the Spanish quarters. Built in the 1530s to house the Spanish occupying troops, these narrow alleys were designed as a grid to allow soldiers to quickly quell local riots. For 500 years, this has been a place of fierce rebellion and street-level survival.
Se abrió la tumba, la piedra cayó, la noche oscura del miedo pasó. Camino en fuego, mi duda se va, porque tu nombre me vuelve a levantar. Porque Jesús vive, mi alma canta fuerte, la muerte fue vencida, ya nada me detiene. Porque Jesús vive, mi corazón responde, mi futuro tiene.
We finish here at the Maradona Shrine. In Naples, the line between the sacred and the profane doesn't exist. Next to the images of traditional saints, you'll find El Pibe de Oro. There is even a small glass case holding a lock of his hair, treated with the same reverence as the vials of blood in the cathedral. In a city of 500 churches, this is the most visited altar. Diego didn't just play football here, he was a revolutionary who became the patron saint of the oppressed, a man who gave the poor South a victory over the rich North. In this corner of the city, the lines between sport, politics and religion disappear entirely.
Si caigo, oh Jesús, si dudo, si todo se pierde, permanece tu cruz. Vive.
From the gold of kings to the grit of the quarters, this is Naples, Napoli. City that just doesn't pray for a miracle, it lives for them. But there is a modern day darkness lingering in these streets. This is a story for another time. Perhaps in our next video we'll talk about the Camorra. Good morning everybody. Buongiorno, Susie said, sorry, I stand corrected. Day 3 in Naples, Napoli. My name's Rich from 2 Go Continental with my, I was going to say sidekick, but I'll get hit. My host, my wife, Susie. So, esposa. Yes, anyway, less of the waffle. You can see in front of us, we're making our way now to Castle Nuovo. I don't know, I'll put the title on the screen. I don't know how they pronounce it in Italian, whether it's Nuovo or Nuovo. And this is the start of our sightseeing for day 3, which has been quite interesting to date, I must admit. Please click the like and subscribe button and follow our travels through Italy at least, and see where we go, what we get up to. Because today, if you stay to the end, you'll actually find out how you can get the best views of Napoli for free. The whole of Napoli for free, the views. So stay tuned and watch us to the end. So we've finally arrived at Castle Nuovo. It's often called the Mascio Angioino. Some mouthful there if you're not Italian. It was commissioned in 1279 by Charles I of Anjou as a royal residence when he moved the capital to Naples. But a bit disappointing, it's actually closed for restoration right now, so we're taking the short 1 to 2 minute walk over to the palace. Okay, now we're inside the royal palace, and construction here began in 1600 under the Spanish viceroy. designed by the famous architect Domenico Fontana. Interestingly, it was actually commissioned to host King Philip III of Spain for a royal visit, a visit that never actually happened. Over the following centuries, the palace passed through the hands of the Spanish Habsburgs, Napoleon's lot, and eventually the Bourbon kings, who made it their principal royal residence from 1734 onwards. Step inside and the grand staircase alone is worth the entrance fee. Right across the piazza from the palace, and you honestly cannot miss it, is the magnificent Basilica di San Francesco de Paola. That sweeping semicircular colonnade, that enormous dome, it looks like something transplanted straight from ancient Rome. And that's actually intentional. The architect Pietro Bianchi drew his inspiration directly from the Pantheon in Rome when he designed it. This is much newer than the palace. It was built between 1816 and 1846 by King Ferdinand I. He built it as a thank you for regaining his throne after the Napoleonic Wars. Via Toledo, or Via Roma as some locals still insist on calling it, is the main artery of central Naples, and it has been since the 16th century, when the Spanish viceroy Don Pedro de Toledo laid it out as part of his grand reshaping of the city. It's wide, it's busy, and it's lined with everything from designer boutiques to local bakeries.
Rango pasella senza paura, rido palazzo, rido questura, quando sirena si fa scura, sotto le finestre, parla radio, vecchia cadenza, nuova rabbia, un panarotto che chiagno fitte.
Welcome to the Quartiere Spaccanapoli, the Spanish Quarter, the real Naples. This is the Naples that gets photographed on 1,000 postcards. Narrow alleys, laundry strung between the buildings 5 stories up, scooters threading past market stalls, and the sound of life happening all around you. Honestly, the best way to experience it is to just wander. No plan, no map, just follow the alleys and let Naples surprise you. We've just taken the funicular up the hill to reach the highest point in Naples, Castle San Elmo. There are actually 4 funiculars in the city. They've been carrying Neapolitans up and down the hill since the late 1800s. We took the central funicular, which links Via Toledo at the bottom to the Vomero Hill at the top. The castle's history goes back to the 13th century, though the distinctive six-pointed star shape you see today was actually designed by a Spanish military architect between 1537 and 1547. Built during the same Spanish rule that gave us the quarter we just wandered through. That star shape wasn't just aesthetic, it was highly practical military engineering, making it extremely difficult for any attacker to find cover. Built entirely from local volcanic tufa, the castle has served as a royal fortress, a stronghold for the short-lived Neapolitan Republic in 1799, and later even as a prison. But honestly, you come here for the views. A full 360-degree panorama across the Bay of Naples, out towards Capri and the Sorrento Peninsula, and, on a clear day, all the way to Mount Vesuvius sitting just beyond the city. We have now walked down to the Certosa di San Martino, still admiring the great views. This monastery complex was consecrated back in 1368, formed around the main church, museums and the beautiful cloisters. It's considered one of the finest examples of Neapolitan Baroque architecture anywhere in the city. The two together, castle and monastery, makes this hilltop one of the absolute highlights of any visit to Naples. When you're walking around this amazing building, you'll soon see how it evolved into the Baroque masterpiece that now stands before you. Here we are now at the Great Cloister. This was designed by Cosimo Fanzago. It's actually famous for its marble cemetery decorated with skulls, a silent reminder of mortality in a place that feels completely removed from the noise of the city below. So the day ends with roughly a 10-minute descent back down the hill. We're leaving the quiet cloisters behind and heading back into the heartbeat of Naples. It's been a day of climbing through layers of history, from 13th century kings to modern day street life. We decided to stop for a coffee and watch the world go by. We were amazed watching this pedestrian crossing, or should we call it a walk of death as it seems. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will see you on the next adventure. Until then, stay safe, take care, Catch you soon.